we need detail here. What more do we know about these tariffs?
Well, Lizzie, unfortunately, when it comes to where we stand with these right now, we know about as much as Trump put out in that social media post, which is, of course, just, the value of these tariffs. I mean, you mentioned the ones on heavy trucks for 25%. We've also got some kitchen and, sort of kitchenware, furnishings, that kind of thing. So this is all what he's announced, as well as, obviously, those drug tariffs, 100% levies he's talking about that are due to go into effect next Wednesday. I think, though, the really important thing to note with this is that a lot of this seems to come out of these ongoing commerce investigations. So the Commerce Department, under the Trump administration, they've been spending months trying to slap these levies under the Section 232 rule. I think this is a bit different and actually might be more difficult to legally challenge than, say, those country-by-country tariffs that Trump also announced as part of his big Liberation Day plan. So what we've seen under these latest tariffs, this is the same type of sectoral process that he's used to advanced levies on aluminum, steel, automobiles, auto parts, that kind of thing. So, we stand right there now, but I think we're waiting for the U.S. to wake up so that we can get a few more details on what exactly this is going to look like.
Yeah, with these tariffs set to come into force next Wednesday, I think probably the clarity on the pharma sector is most important. I saw Bloomberg News writing that if you take all of pharma included in this 100% tariff, it would move up the average tariff rate by 3.3 percentage points. Do we know how these tariffs are going to be implemented?
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge question, right? Because the big caveat with that pharma tariff, I think, is the fact that Trump said that as long as you're breaking ground or, putting under construction some kind of massive U.S. manufacturing plant to manufacture drugs in the United States, then maybe you wouldn't be affected. I mean, I look at the big drug makers like AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, Merck. I mean, these are all companies that have been kind of, expecting something to come on the pharma sector this year, right? I mean, the Commerce Department has been investigating this particular sector for quite a few months now. And so a lot of these guys have made, pledges worth potentially, billions of U.S. dollars in the type of manufacturing. But, it kind of comes up to Trump and how exactly this is worded as to whether or not that's enough to satisfy the requirement to be exempted from this. The other thing, too, is how this plays into existing tariff agreements, right? I mean, the U.S. and the EU reached an agreement earlier this summer to impose only 15% tariffs on pharmaceuticals. Is that overridden by this? I think that's the other open question here, too. So a lot still unanswered, and the deadline really, as we've mentioned, is coming up next Wednesday.